back on NFL Daily, and when I looked at this schedule, I kind of fell in love with this Week 7. We got the Super Bowl rematch. We got Russell Wilson versus Devontae Adams in a Steelers-Jets game out of nowhere. And this block just has two beautiful games to start off with, including one in the NFC North, two of the best teams in the NFL.
Yes, that's right. It's time for Hot Matchup, presented by Wingstop. And the folks at Wingstop didn't take the Super Bowl rematch, Baldy. They said, I want the best division in football. Sam Darnold and the Minnesota Vikings, a 2.5-point favorite with an over-under of 50 against Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions. How do you see this going, Baldy?
So if we're going to go matchups here, Pat, I really like Ben Johnson against Brian Flores, the number one offense against the number one defense. To me, this is the best matchup of the week. And for that reason, because Brian Flores has been brilliant this year, just brilliant in what he's done. Between the takeaways, the sacks, almost positionless football by amongst the different players and what they're doing to good quarterbacks and good offenses to be undefeated against Detroit that, the best way to counter some of the things Brian Flores does is to run the ball right down your throat with Penei Sewell and, Frank Ragnow, the whole group up there. They're playing Kevin Zeitler. They're playing great. And so I really want to see how Detroit attacks this. There's always new wrinkles. There's always tricks. There's always explosive plays in Ben Johnson's system. The Vikings haven't seen an offense this diverse where they can pound you if they want to. They can nickel and dime you with guys like Sam Laporta and Amon-Ra St. Brown, or they can just burn you with, a guy like, Johnson right there on the outside. So, I just think this thing has all of the elements that an analyst would love to dig into when you talk about matchups.
Yeah, I looked at the matchups from last year. I don't know how predictive they are because it was in December. It was Nick Mullins starting for the Vikings. By that point of the season, the Flores defense was not playing as effectively. That said, they were actually pretty evenly played. Yardage-wise, they were both quite even, and the Lions won, two close games there. I want to see if Aaron Jones plays in this game. We don't know. They traded for Cam Akers.
Again.
Yes, since we last taped the show. It's wild that Cam Akers has trade value still after those two Achilles. He's been running hard this year. Now, it was like a 6th, 7th round pick swap, and it might speak to they're not as confident in Ty Chandler as the backup for Aaron Jones. But to me, he's really important. He kind of reminds me of Aaron Jones in Green Bay, where just nothing worked as well when Aaron Jones wasn't there. And you kind of saw that in the London game. Once he was out, probably Sam Darnold's worst performance, and it'll be interesting to see how he looks going up against this Lions defense. Yeah, they don't have a great pass rush, and so he should have time with Aiden Hutchinson not there. But their secondary, I think, has been getting better every week.
Better every week, and why not go ahead and give them the toughest test that football can provide in Justin Jefferson, who's faced actually press coverage on 37 snaps this season and only has 3 catches there, but without a pass rush against the guy who has traditionally torched the Detroit Lions in his games against them. Like if you want to go fantasy wise, he averages over 23 points a game.
Wow.
Every single time he plays the Detroit Lions. How much are you going to send Carlton Davis, Terrion Arnold maybe out to play man press against Justin Jefferson when we've seen, right, Sam Darnold's predilection to load up Justin Jefferson with targets, which, we can't criticize, but I still think it's fine.
It's great.
If you want to do that. But it's such a great matchup. And I think with the way that KOC is calling plays, it's tough, Ball. It's tough to look at this and say, well, yeah, Jared's going to solve Flores and they're going to win this game in Minnesota with them playing such good football.
Well, you got Jameson Williams on one side, you got Justin Jefferson on the other side. Carlton Davis has been an unbelievable pickup for him. He's playing great football, week in, week out. His ability to read routes, to play in sticky coverage, they're putting a lot on him right now, and he's delivering like he did in Tampa. He was their best corner in Tampa. He's their best corner right now. So he's going to see a lot of Justin. The one thing I love about Justin Jefferson is he has a plan to get open, and then he has a plan after the catch. The guy he's a remarkable player. And so if Aaron Jones can't go, they're going to have to lean on the creativity of Kevin O'Connell, his creative genius. I don't know if it's genius, but he's very creative in the passing game. And they'll create, whether Detroit's a man or zone, whatever, they'll have the right plays up against the predictable coverage. And that's one of the strengths of what Kevin's done this year.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting if Detroit can get a lead in this game. You know, the Vikings defense hasn't had to play from behind.
No.
They haven't had to stop the run as much, and
You're right.
nothing will test your toughness up front. And they have a great rotation of players up front in Minnesota, but nothing will test your toughness than this offensive line just running after you over and over. Blake Cashman has turf toe. That was a surprise coming out of the bye, so he is week to week, but he's going to miss this game. Really looking forward to this one. Lions, Vikings. We had to wrap up with the game of the week from the one of the GOAT analysts in this business. He's been doing it back since he was on those Fox broadcasts. He's still going strong, and he's got a million different shows. You got to get to one of them. Any of your podcasts you want to promote before we say goodbye to you, Baldy?
There's a daily podcast every day on Odyssey, and All City podcast in Chicago and Phoenix and Philly and Dallas and Denver.
Let's go.
Weekly. Yeah. I'll be on that national radio call. I'll see Tom Brady out there.
There we go.
At the Live this weekend. Looking forward to getting out there. I'm actually leaving to go out there tomorrow. So
that is awesome.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Thank you, Baldy. We will see you next time.
Thanks, Patrick.
Love having Brian Baldinger on